As
You didn't know?
you can say, we are the in crowd.
They got 2 words for you!
Acknowledge us.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Stadium Rant proudly presents to you the most electrifying wrestling show in the world. We're your hosts, the Ringside Boys. This is the Big Show Shake and Bake, the Nard Dog, Bernard Green, the Professor, Nicholas Mullock, and our newest member, King Will. Gentlemen, how are we feeling tonight?
Dude, it's so blessed to finally witness some royalty in this show, you know? Welcome to the show, Will. It's a pleasure to welcome you on here.
Welcome aboard.
Pleasure to be here.
That shit was funny in the just now. I can't.
What? What are you talking about? Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Oh god, that was funny.
Yeah, listen, I may have done the intro and didn't hit go live, so I had to do it again. So that was great. That was a hot start to everything this evening. We're having a great time. Better now that I hit live, and I think that's how you really kind of set the tone for the evening you go. So let's get right into it. We got Raw on Netflix on Monday. It is looming all week. I guess on New Year's Eve, right? I kind of felt like it was a Saturday and Sunday was New Year's Day and it was Monday today. It's Thursday. We got a show. I did an intro when we weren't live. I gotta get it together here because John Cena's retirement tour starts in 4 days, and I'm clearly not mentally prepared for that, let alone emotionally prepared for that. But we'll get into that later. We got NXT New Year's Evil predictions we're gonna make. We'll go through the matches on that. A little rapid fire style on that because Raw on Netflix, I think, is going to take up a decent amount of time. We got a little story time out of the Professor. Jimmy Carter passed away this week at 100 years old. Former U.S. president passed away. We'll talk about his ties to professional wrestling in story time with the Professor. Pretty cool story that maybe not a lot of people know. So stick around for that. Former WWE superstar has a name that I'm not going to say until I have to, and we're all going to react to that. And we're going to end with Raw on Netflix predictions, gentlemen. Let's get this. We're ripping the Band-Aid off, okay? AEW superstar, formerly known as Adam Copeland, formerly known in WWE as Edge, has yet a third name, and it's the worst name. It's Cope. C-O-P-E. He is the rated R superstar, Cope.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, this is technically an Edge idea. He's been saying this for like months since the beginning. But he's kind of got a point because the reason he wanted to make the change was his original name, Adam Copeland, the rated R superstar Adam Copeland, is too wordy. And he wanted to shorten it a little bit. But here's the problem, and I think you'll agree with me on it. Vince McMahon called. He wants his trademark name change back. It feels Vince McMahon-esque, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is weird. I'm trying to think of how this actually makes sense. I get it's a cool nickname if your name is Adam Copeland, but people backstage or people you roll around with call you Cope. Even in promos, they call you Cope. The desk calls you Cope once in a while. That's fine. People call Kofi Kof. If Kofi Kingston comes out in this heel turn and started saying, "Yo, my name's Kof. I'm not Kofi no more," I'd be like, what are we doing? That would be the most ridiculous thing of all time. Not only did you lose the name you're famous for, and we were okay with Adam Copeland because we had to be, but Cope is not the creative step in the right direction. It's awful. It may be one of the worst wrestling names of all time. We do have the gobbledygooker up there. There's some bad ones, but this is horrible. And anybody who says it's good they're coping. It's copium. Soak it in. Right into the veins. Copium. If you think that's a good name, it sucks.
No, it's better than Dewdrops. When they changed Piper Niven's name to Dewdrop. Get it? Because Dewdrop, the way. That's why Vince changed.
I get it. Dewdrop was another example of a really bad name. I just like Cope is a cool nickname that people, if you want to throw it around here or there, I think that's cool. I think it makes you sound badass. But the fact that that is your name, that's stupid. Bernard, what do you think?
Well, first off, foremost, again, I want to say Happy New Year to all three of you boys.
Thank you.
And I want to give a quick shout out to the people of New Orleans who lost their lives at the beginning of the new year. And I just want to throw it out there real quick. And my thoughts and prayers with y'all. And to those who are from New Orleans that watching this show, Happy New Year to you guys too. I have y'all in my prayers and thoughts. And I just want to throw it out there. But now let's get back to what we talk about here. Edge Copeland. I don't know. I kind of dig it at first, but then I think it's kind of wacky. Would have been good if they just named it like Copeland or Edge Copeland. That would have been better. That would have been better than just Cope. But
I agree. Copeland
oh my god, we just got breaking news here. Janelle Grant is planning to amend her lawsuit against WWE and Vince McMahon. The defendants have also resubmitted motions to move the case to private arbitration. Oh my god, so Vince is going to get away with it.
JC, sorry, clip this. And with the Jesse Pinkman, he can't keep getting away with this. This needs to happen. I can't.
Oh my god.
That needs to be posted. Now, but yeah, we can talk about that. I mean, geez.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys. I just
no, I mean,
and I was trying to verify it, and it's being reported by Post Media. Ringside News is reporting it. This is legit.
Wow,
that's horrible. Yeah, Ringside. I do trust Ringside News.
I do trust Ringside News too. So, oh my god,
that's incredible. He's gonna get away with it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So does that mean we're going to see Brock Lesnar going back to the show last week, which I wasn't on, but I did watch? Does that mean that Lesnar is going to be coming back to the WWE?
If this is going to be moving to private arbitration and they're going to settle, I'm going to probably say yes, because Brock ain't going to go anywhere near WWE while this is going on. And the fact that this is now being reported, I mean, I'm at a loss for words here.
Yeah, wow. That's atrocious. Like, I don't understand how this happened. Like, I need obviously it's fresh news, but okay,
this is being reported as well. They plan to modify the lawsuit against him, Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and WWE.
So Janelle Grant, was that a civil suit or was that the federal case? No,
I think it was the civil suit, but the federal case is also the federal investigation that's attached to that.
Okay, so maybe she's foregoing accepting a payout in the civil suit just to avoid more court because she knows she's going to have to testify and appear in federal court anyway. It might just be that, like, speaking legally, like, to put her through 2 testimonies like that about stuff like that, I could understand that.
Okay, this is being also reported by 411 Mania. Apparently, the lawsuit had a stay on it due to federal investigations into McMahon. A stay which expires in mid-December. McMahon, Laurinaitis, and WWE have all filed motions to have the lawsuit moved to arbitration. He's going to get away with it.
Not necessarily. Well, that's just the civil
Unbelievable.
suit. No, that's not meaning he's going to get away with it. That just means that the civil suit is being settled in arbitration, meaning she's going to get some sort of payout, but he's still on the hook for the federal offenses of sex trafficking. And I'm assuming she will still testify in that federal case, because if she doesn't, then that's gone too. But there's no news about that. So it's not said and done, but that is an alarming.
I
update.
am at a loss of words here. I did not think this would happen, and I thought this was going to continue. And when the investigation pops out, then they would actually go into a court case. But the fact that they're settling in arbitration, I mean, I don't know what to say of that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what it is. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Back to the Brock Lesnar thing. I mean, it's still the federal investigation that's pending. So no, he probably won't be back anytime soon until he's been cleared through federal courts. Which probably won't happen. We may have seen Brock Lesnar's last match in WWE without knowing it. So that's what happens when you do really shitty things and try to.
Here's the thing too with Brock Lesnar and WWE. And here's the thing: they don't need Brock Lesnar anymore. They don't need him.
No.
Like
They need him as much as they need Goldberg.
Oh well,
Brock is better than Goldberg, but the level of need is the same. They don't need him.
And with the stories I've heard about Brock too, the person, and I told you this off the air, Brock doesn't really come off as a Class A type guy either.
I mean, no, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that's like shocking because I hadn't heard it before, but it wasn't surprising. The more I thought about, like, I don't know Brock Lesnar as a person, but the vibe I get off of him, like, that's not too shocking. Like that he's that type of person. So I don't know. That's tough.
If I can go back to the Cope thing, I think it's another instance of AEW doing what they've been doing for the last 2 years, and they're messing up their product because they're trying to be WWE. And when they launched, they weren't WWE. They were a bunch of young guys. And now they're doing WWE storylines. Anybody who gets released by the WWE, you're going to see on Dynamite in just a few weeks.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Nicholas is a Tony Khan defender. I think he's just a huge fan that's in a little over his head.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's not. People calling him incompetent really gotta look themselves in the mirror. He's not Billy Corgan. He's not. And is there problems with AEW? Yes, but this wasn't a Tony Khan idea. This is what I don't understand with people. This is an Adam Copeland idea. He's wanted this since he debuted in AEW.
Yeah, I don't blame Tony Khan for this necessarily.
Oh no, I love Tony Khan.
Listen, that I think we're split. I don't know. I think Bernard just doesn't have much of an opinion on Tony Khan, to be honest. So we got one neutral. I don't like him. You guys like him. That's okay. I don't mind being the oddball. I can live with that.
I don't like. He gotta get his act together, man. But before he could even think about touching WWE, you could get 100 of WWE superstars right now, and you still won't reach the level of WWE. That's my opinion.
That's one of the reasons why TNA failed at the top. Then again, they thought bringing in Hulk Hogan and having him book everything would be a good idea. Meanwhile, he never was a booker.
Never had creative control.
Yeah, and he brought be quiet, you. He absolutely had creative control.
I had creative control, but never used it. Yeah, okay.
Really, Hulk. This is coming from the same man who once claimed that he was going to be the next John Wayne in the Hollywood scenes. Yeah.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, and I can swim from the Arctic Ocean all the way over to Antarctica.
But he couldn't even play his own profession in a movie. He couldn't even play a version of himself in a movie. He was bad at being Thunderlips in Rocky. Thunderlips was supposed to be a wrestler.
Yeah, that was
his
the character in Rocky. Rocky
His
3
name
he
was
in.
Thunderlips. Yeah,
It was
and
so
he was
stupid.
bad in that.
It was so stupid that like I remember watching Rocky 3. I'm like, Hulk Hogan's in and the crazy
I
part is
bet that was his idea.
I don't know, but the crazy part is that role helped Hulk Hogan get to the top.
Because I'm sure Stallone liked him.
Probably. I mean, I've never met the guy, so we'll never know.
Yeah.
I want to mention one other thing with AEW as well. I am 0.5 out of 10 with my AEW predictions so far. Ricochet has turned heel.
The Acclaimed is over. Maybe not officially, but it's over.
Guess who predicted that as well?
But speaking of TNA, did you see who's now in charge of creative for NXT?
Oh, who is?
Scott D'Amore.
Of
Who used to
NXT?
run TNA.
Really? Because I thought he was running Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling.
No, they just announced it today. He's going to take over NXT, and Triple H and Shawn Michaels are going to run Raw and SmackDown creative.
Really?
Oh my god!
Wow, I did not see that
shit.
today. I didn't see that. Where'd you see that?
I saw it on one of the wrestling sites on X.
Yeah,
I think it was WOR.
WOR. Yeah, because I only asked that because like some of these wrestling sites are just they're totally nonsense. But if that's true, good for Scott D'Amore. I don't know if it is because he is running Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. He's like the founder there, and I guess maybe time will tell. WWE will probably put a big PR thing out there. But if that's true, good for Scott D'Amore. After the way TNA screwed him over, he deserves the world because he helped build back Impact to what it was. Because when Impact, before he, I think, joined Impact, that was when the broken Matt Hardy fiasco stuff happened, where he left and they like didn't want him to use the broken gimmick, and then afterwards, that whole hoopla happened. But if that's true, good for Scott D'Amore.
That is kind of crazy. I didn't see that coming.
If that's true, because again, like I said, him running Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, I don't know if he's going to be able to take the role out there. It's like the people who said that Rossy Ogawa was going to, run a WWE, like WWE Japan, but he's running Marigold right now, his own promotion. By the way, Rossy Ogawa is like the one person who, scouted Julia, scouted all the Japan professional wrestlers, the female pro wrestlers. When he departed the place he was working for, before Julia went to WWE, she worked with him in Marigold.
You know the one woman that despises him right now?
Who?
Oscar.
Ooh.
Oscar. She despises him.
I did hear a rumor about that. I did hear
no,
that.
it's
Oscar,
true.
It's true.
It's true. She dislikes it. I think last 2023, she had went on social media and she
oh, that's true.
Yeah, she went yeah.
You know who else doesn't like Rossy Ogawa? And I've heard
Kenny Omega.
Some dirt on him. Kenny Omega.
Yep.
And Kenny Omega is the nicest guy in the world. Like, it's rare for that man to have a crossword about anyone not named CM Punk, for obvious reasons. But if what he says is true and whatever dirt he has on him gets leaked, wow. But yeah, I don't know what to say with that there. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't think I'm good on that. I don't got much else on that.
Yeah.
Are you still stunned by this Janelle Grant nonsense now?
No, honestly, WWE didn't so this is what was just happening in my little. Here you go. I'll open the curtain. Let you come on behind the curtain. I'll show you what's going on behind Ringside Rant. WWE doesn't have the match card or promo posted on their website for New Year's Evil yet. And I was like, I don't know what the matches are. So I was doing the whole thing trying to figure that out. So not only was that a little peek behind the scenes, but it was also a segue because I'm good at my job. WWE New Year's Evil is on the horizon January 7th, right? The day after Raw and Netflix debut, which we'll get into after. We have plenty to talk about with that. But we'll give credit to the Young Guns who have been lighting it up as late. We'll start from the bottom, work our way up. We got Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix versus Gigi Dolan, Shotzi, who is making her return to WWE finally after health concerns with her sister took her away after her own injury.
And I think she's and I think she was also injured too.
She was, and then her sister delayed the thing. But Tatum Paxley is on that team as well. That's the 6-woman tag match. Bernard, you're a big NXT guy as well as King Will. We'll let you two kick it off.
Okay, so Fair Influence versus Tatum Paxley, Gigi Dolan, and what's the other woman name now? I forget her name.
Shotzi?
Shotzi. That's right, Shotzi.
No,
Shotzi.
Shotzi Blackheart, because I refuse to call her by the one named Shotzi. Thanks,
Gigi
Vince.
Dolan. I'm an idiot.
Thanks, Vince.
Well, I think I got that team winning over Fatal Influence. I love what Fatal Influence doing. But I think it's still some work need to be done with them. So I'll go in with Gigi Dolan and Chauncey them and Tatum Paxley to win.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Gigi's team to win. I like Fatal Attraction, but also part of me thinks they might be a little bit of a ripoff of the team that Mandy Rose had put together.
Toxic
Attraction. And they are Fatal Influence.
Yeah.
I probably would roll with Gigi Dolan's team as well. I mean, I think the heel position that Fatal Influence is in right now, they can lose right now. It's not that big a deal. They'll just kind of move on to someone else or continue with this. It's very, very possible they continue with that. And there's no reason why they couldn't drag it out a little longer if they wanted to. So.
Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and Kenny Omega sweep it. I'll go with Gigi, Shotzi, and Tatum Paxley. I like what Fatal Influence is doing. You guys say Fatal Attraction is Fatal Influence, but you can't have Shotzi return without her winning. You can't.
Yeah, I agree. And they made a big deal about it. And yeah, so I agree with that. Next one on the docket, Sudden Death Rules match for the NXT Heritage Cup between Alexis King, who is the incumbent, the champion, versus Charlie Dempsey.
The son of Brian Pillman versus the son of William Regal.
Fun.
Indeed.
I got Lexi King winning. I got Lexi King turning back heel. And then William Regal help him win and Lexi King wins.
I'm gonna go with Alexis King, and he's gotta be a heel. He's a horrible babyface.
Yeah, even in AEW when he was Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison, that was awful. I hated him as a face. Him as a heel, I think, is a lot better. Yeah, and yes, I'm picking Lexis King. I love Lexis King. He's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think we're Lexis King across the board. He's one of those guys that's a natural heel, and when he's a baby face, it's like, what are we doing? And it's not like MJF who can still pull it off. It's legitimately like, what are we doing? So I think you guys hit that right on the head. So we can roll right along here. Number 1 contenders match for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Cora Jade, Stephanie Vicaire, Lola Vice, and Kehlani Jordan in a fatal 4-way women's match. That's going to be a banger.
Man, I don't know who to pick on this one. I got either between Stephanie Vicaire or Lola Vice. I'll go on with Miss Latina, Lola Vice.
She's been red hot.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Stephanie Vicaire. They made a big deal about signing her and Julia, and then they haven't really done anything with either one of them. So it's about time they start pushing them.
I like that pick too, Will. I like that pick as well. What you got?
We're going to go
Nicholas?
really different here. I'm going Cora Jade here. I think Cora Jade, this is going to be her last year in NXT. Stephanie McHare, she's going to get there. I think they'll wait a little on her before she gets called up. Lola Vice as well. I think Kalani Jordan's going to take the pin, though. So Cora Jade wins and moves on to challenge for the North American Championship.
That's what I was thinking off the rip too. I like where y'all heads are at. I think Stephanie, her moment is definitely coming, but I think they're probably looking her more in the women's title world title picture on the NXT scene. Once Roxanne is inevitably called up, that will probably be who beats her is either maybe Julia. If Julia beats her now, I think we'd all be here for Stephanie versus Julia. So that's why I don't necessarily see her winning the North American Women's Championship. Kalani Jordan, she's phenomenal, but I think she needs a lot more work. Lola Vice, I don't hate that pick out of Bernard. I think if I were wrong, I think it would be Lola Vice to win instead of Cora Jade. But yeah, so I think that's just going to be an amazing match. I don't think there's going to be a clear-cut winner. It's going to be back and forth the whole time. And then we have another match I just talked about that I forgot was a thing until I was talking. The NXT Women's Championship match, Roxanne Perez versus Julia.
I got to go with Julia. Julia. It has to be. And there's no way. I do not see it. If not, I'm going to be pissed. Julia has to win this match. And Roxanne Perez has to go and get caught up and go to the main roster. She's been killing it all 2024. I give you props to, again, Roxanne Perez, if you're watching this show. But I think your moment is up. Julia wins this match. So I got Julia, new champ.
I like it. Will, what you got?
I'm going to say I also agree Julia will be the new champ.
Yep, Julia. Roxanne's going to get her call up sometime this year. She's been great, not only as a face, but she was the MVP last year because they needed a heel and Cora Jade got hurt. And this was before Julia came in. This was before Stephanie McHare came in. All the top free agents came in. They needed a heel badly, and she stepped up. So, yeah, Julia gets the win. I wonder if Rossy Ogawa will be in the crowd because of how close their ties are, and the Marigold and WWE still have the partnership together. I could see him in the crowd, as a celebration with her. But yeah, I think Julia is going to win it.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that. Roxanne has earned this loss, if that makes any sense, because losing this title means she's free to go up to the main roster. And that's the weird thing about the NXT World Championship. At a certain point, when you lose it, it's a good thing because that means you're going up. If they have a plan for you, it's a good thing, I guess.
Let's say if they have a plan for you, that depends. I mean, look at what happened with Karrion Kross. First match on the main roster as NXT champion, he loses to Jeff freaking Hardy. And then the next week he comes out looking like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It was so stupid.
Hassan, happy New Year, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. That was not ideal, but we're all on the same page. NXT Women's Championship, and what's set for the main event, the NXT Championship. Eddie Thorpe, Obafemi, and the champion Trick Williams. That's gonna be banger, baby. I can't wait for that one. New Year's Evil is set for an absolutely phenomenal show. It may be a busy week for the Ringside Boys. I get maybe not everybody's free, but whoever can, I would be available for Raw, New Year's Evil, and there's nothing this Saturday. So maybe we might get a 3-bagger of the Ringside Boys next week.
Oh boy, yeah, that's gonna be FUN fun. This is gonna be a fun match. I can't wait for it. Look, I love what Eddie Thorpe is doing, especially how he's fooled everyone into thinking he got screwed over. He was such a great heel. Unfortunately, I think he's only in this match to take the pin.
Yeah.
I hate to be that guy. I still think Trick retains because like I said, there's a bunch of rumors Obafemi's call-ups coming soon. And I think Obafemi's going to probably be in the Royal Rumble as the NXT surprise for the men's side. So
Okay,
I'm going to
yeah.
go with Trick Williams here to retain. I do think he'll get called up later. I just don't think he's ready yet. He needs a few more months before he gets the call up.
Okay. I got Trick Williams retaining, but I have a feeling they're gonna set up Obafemi versus Trick Williams around WrestleMania season, which is Stand and Deliver, which is NXT's WrestleMania for the NXT Championship. So right
And
now
I
I just
think
go with Trick.
Deadline is in between those. I think
Mm,
Deadline is the last show before Stand and Deliver, I think.
I believe you're right.
Because that's the Iron Survivor Challenge, which is so fun. Or
Oh
did that
yeah.
already happen?
No, that already
yeah, it
happened.
already
Remember
happened. Yeah.
when?
Oh, right. Okay.
Dude,
So Roadblock.
yeah, roadblock.
That's what it is.
That's it.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be super fun. I mean, do I think Trick Williams is ready for the main roster? Yeah. Do I think being on the NXT for a few months is a bad thing? No, not at all. But I don't know. I could see him taking the loss and moving up, but I could also see what Bernard's saying is keeping this feud going until Stand and Deliver, which is probably I can't picture a better Stand and Deliver main event than Trick Williams versus Obafemi, and then having Femi win the title. So with that being said, I do think I have to agree. Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe
If Trick does get
is
called
the
up,
finish.
it's going to be so weird not hearing Booker T in the commentary. Like every time Trick makes his entrance, like I don't know why it's so great when Booker T is
I
like.
can only hope it's on the same show as Wade Barrett, because Wade would try it and it would be so corny and it would be just so funny. That I would be here for as well.
Oh
Michael
yeah,
Cole, I think, or McAfee would have a lot of fun with that. But you're right. Nobody would do it like King Book. He is that guy with that.
Yeah, even though I'm not a big Booker T fan on commentary, like it's just those like type of moments with
Some
Booker
things
T.
he does.
Some
His
things he
ceiling's
does great.
really high and the floor can be very low.
Yeah,
sometimes.
like the ceiling's high with Trick Williams' entrance, but the ceiling can be low when Booker T is out there going shucky ducky quack quack. Like, come on, dude.
Oh, shucky ducky quack quack.
Like,
Will,
come
what do
on,
you
dude.
got on this one?
So stupid.
Well, who you got in this one?
I'm going to say Trick Williams retains. I don't think he's ready to go up to the main roster yet, because what would be the natural storyline for him when he got there? At the moment, there wouldn't be one.
Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
Melo needs to go back to NXT.
No.
I think they just need to do something with him.
He needs to win the United States Championship from Shinsuke Nakamura.
He just had a
That means
banger
he
with
has to
Cody
be a
Rhodes
face to do that.
too.
Exactly, but I
He
mean,
could
I
be
don't
a face. He was fine in NXT as a face.
He was.
That's
he was
how
fine.
he built himself, actually.
Yeah, and let me be honest as well too with Carmelo Hayes. Like it's going to take time for him to gel well with the main roster, but I've liked what they've done with Carmelo Hayes. Like his matches with Andrade have been very, very good.
And then he ran his mouth and got a match with the champ, like a straight up singles match. He lost, of course, but he balled out in that 7 series with Andrade, like you said, was absolutely phenomenal. He continues to run his mouth and stand on business, and he doesn't always win, but I love Carmelo Hayes. I think he just needs to win a title, and I will agree on that.
Needs to be the U.S. champion. Like, look, I love Nakamura, and we'll see where this character does, but like, it's too little too late with Nakamura. I don't think he's going to have a long reign with the belt.
He shouldn't, no.
And the person who should take that belt off of him is Carmelo Hayes. I'd be fine with Andrade taking it off of him, especially with his wife, Charlotte Flair, coming back, and he'll probably cash his Charlotte in the Bank briefcase. But
rumors are her and Becky return on Monday.
Yeah, I did hear that too. Becky, I think, is...
almost certain. It
Yeah,
feels like
we'll just get into this now since we're done with the predictions of NXT.
for yes.
What was WWE thinking taking Lyra Valkyria versus Dakota Kai off the first Raw premiere? Like, come on, you're debuting a new title. It's the
Yeah.
first episode on Netflix. Green light. Like, I get like you don't want to waste it immediately and you want to have something for next week, but it's a new title. Put the Wyatt
Raw
6.
third.
Put the Wyatt 6 in the Final Testament at that spot. They're already dead. Like, nobody cares about that feud.
Wyatt
Like,
6 is getting a segment on
I could care less.
on Netflix.
They are dead on arrival. They're done. I've given up on them.
This is Raw 30 all over again. Becky Lynch and Bayley steel cage match. But the Raw 30 was worse because it was supposed to happen, but they let the tribal court go on for, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
But
Well,
they
WWE
screwed Becky and Bayley.
WWE hasn't really done a great anniversary show in a while. Like, remember when Raw 1000 was the thing and how bad that was?
Yeah.
Like, they've never done anniversary shows. And like I said, I keep saying this. I get why they're doing it, and SmackDown's getting a third hour, but these shows are way too long weekly. 3 hours is way too long. That's one of the major reasons why I didn't like Raw years ago. It's way too long. So we'll see how it works for SmackDown. But I'm just annoyed that Lyra Valkyria versus Dakota Kai is not on that first show. I am ashamed. I had Lyra Valkyria win the IC title and have her feud with Becky Lynch. Like, it's that simple. Hello?
That would be nice. I mean, instead of Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre, which will be a good match, but it's not near the level of the new women's IC title.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, I gotta ask you guys this: you think Goldberg shows up on that show? You think Goldberg shows up on that show?
I do think Goldberg shows up. I agree with you, though. I'm tired of the Wyatt 6. Can we just bury that storyline? The only good part of Wyatt 6 is Dexter and Loomis. Other than that, I can care less about any of them. And I don't really care about Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. I'd rather see the Intercontinental title match.
Yep, I think a lot of people would. Well, speaking of Drew McIntyre, we kind of got a rapid fire here, gentlemen. With these Raw predictions, we do have a little story. Former President Jimmy Carter did pass away this past week at 100 years old, and the professor, it's a little story about our former president with professional wrestling.
Yeah, so who's ready for story time with the professor, baby? So when I found out Jimmy Carter died, I wasn't shocked because the guy was 100 years old. Good for him for making 100 years old. But diving in deeper to not only Carter, but looking it up elsewhere with his history, he actually has some ties to professional wrestling. He really has some interesting ties there. And I'll start off with this. His mother loved the professional wrestler, Mr. Wrestling 2. And that helped Carter, like to watch professional wrestling. And there's a funny story where Jimmy Carter invited Mr. Wrestling 2 to show up at his inauguration. And there were plans for him like being on camera, him being filmed. The problem was, though, the Secret Service didn't want him on there because he wore a mask. Like, everyone who goes in the inauguration ceremony has to, be without a mask for safety reasons. Secret Service wouldn't allow it. And Mr. Wrestling 2 didn't want to break kayfabe. Kayfabe was very big at that time. So he declined. But imagine if they actually allowed Mr. Wrestling 2 to go to Jimmy Carter's inauguration. Like, all these politicians in the background and probably celebrities or
and it's just a dude with his hands crossed wearing a mask.
It's a guy with his hands crossed wearing a mask. Like, it's probably for the best that didn't happen. But I think Jimmy Carter's other tie, it doesn't get talked about a lot. And it got mentioned on the Dark Side of the Ring episode on the Black Saturday. If you guys don't know this guy's name, his name is James E. Barnett, or Jim, he goes by Jim. Jim Barnett was one of the top people in Georgia Championship Wrestling. He had all the connections. He had all the money going out to TV, to politicians to pay off everybody. How did he get those connections? Jimmy Carter. Why? He served as a part of Jimmy Carter's cabinet. He was like one of the top people in the arts. I don't know what the proper title was, but like he was like in Jimmy Carter's like cabinet. He was like running the arts in the United States during his one tenure. And it's with that connection he got everything from the politicians, from the TV guys, from the officers. For like he knew everybody and anything. And at that time, you did not mess with Jim Barnett. So when Ole Anderson kicked Jim Barnett out of Georgia Championship Wrestling, he fled right to Vince McMahon, and the rest is history with the rise of Vince McMahon. Crazy.
Wow.
So Jimmy Carter, like he wasn't on TV like Donald Trump was, or like they were mocking Obama, they were mocking Clinton, they were mocking like that didn't happen with Carter. Behind the scenes, Carter helped Jim Barnett with the power system there, and he almost got Mr. Wrestling 2 on camera during his inauguration. So that's interesting. And there's some more fascinating facts about Jimmy Carter and professional wrestling. Keep an eye out on StadiumRant.com. I'm in the process of creating an article about Jimmy Carter and his ties to professional wrestling. I'm going to go in a little more detail here because I don't want to go on for another 20 minutes, because the more I read about Jimmy Carter and pro wrestling, the more fascinating I got. So, yeah, as for the Carter family, my thoughts and prayers go out to them. And anyone who knew Jimmy, it's tough losing someone, but he lived a full life, man. He really did.
I saw a stat the other day that what the hell was it? Jimmy Carter got to see Babe Ruth and the Hawk Tuah girl in his lifetime.
The who?
The Hawk Tuah girl.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Look it up. She's really famous for making a dumb joke on the internet, and that's all it takes some days.
She's not so famous that I've never heard of her.
Yeah. Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. We got to rapid fire this here, gents. We got few matches on hand. We'll start with that one. I don't think it is a weird stat. It's a fun stat, though.
Want to know another fun stat about Jimmy Carter? And then we'll move on. He saw every single Nosferatu premiere in the movie theaters from like the 20s, if I remember correctly. Like, and
he was born in
now,
24, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he saw every single Nosferatu premiere, like the movie. It's so crazy.
Wow. That is wild. I don't think I could care less who wins this match. I feel like Drew is going to win this match because he kind of seems like he's on a warpath, and he's just going to start slowly picking off people one by one in his like own crazy vigilante justice kind of way. And I think it's pretty cool. I think Jey Uso's another step. He just beat the hell out of Sami Zayn. I think Jey Uso's next.
Yeah. Yep, you took the words right out of my mouth. Too early for Drew to lose. It really is. Have him beat Jey Uso, and then you have Drew McIntyre go after Roman next. JC basically said it. It'll be interesting to see what they do here. You know what would be cool, too? Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre forming a faction together and going after Cody Rhodes, too.
That would be cool.
Because Cody Rhodes is going to eventually go with Punk whenever he cashes in his opportunity. And imagine if Punk and Rhodes face off against McIntyre and KO. Take my money. Will, what do you think? What do you think of the match?
Yeah, I got Drew winning. Like I said, Drew is hell bent on getting every single, at least majority of the bloodline, which leading up to Roman Reigns, and he said he got fucked over too many times. So I got Drew McIntyre winning.
Mm-hmm. Will, what do you think?
I have Drew McIntyre beating Jey Uso on Monday. He's on the warpath to try to get to Roman Reigns. The question is, will he ever actually get to Roman Reigns?
Eventually, that's the plan. It really is the plan. Him going to face off against Roman.
Hey, quick stat though. Don't you know that he's winless against Roman Reigns though?
Yes.
Drew McIntyre, he's winless against Roman Reigns. He never beat him.
Don't worry, that'll change in probably after WrestleMania, probably in a Sweet Saudi Money Staying Alive pay-per-view. That's where I think he'll beat him for the first time. But yeah, it's the win's coming. The win
Could be a
coming.
fun SummerSlam match too.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, that depends on what they do with WrestleMania, because I don't know what the hell's going on with The Rock. I don't know if he's going to be like what the plan is there. Then again,
the plan is alleged for him to be there Monday. So, because Triple H at the kickoff show at WWE headquarters officially announced Raw on Netflix is the start to the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So we could see him show up and that start to take shape.
Would have been nice if they didn't do the like lead up 3 weeks before the actual premiere, but hey, what are you gonna do there? I guess they're too busy, you know.
Well, because it's not a PLE, so they won't have time for the kickoff show. 3 weeks is kind of early. I don't know. I like that they do it. Maybe it is a little early, but I like.
I'll tell you something.
I'll
tell you something that I do not care about on this show: Roman versus Solo Sikoa. I don't care.
Yeah, Roman's gonna win.
Roman's gonna win. I don't care. Like, how many times do we have to see this? Like, seriously, like either The Rock shows up and I'll be interested, or like, what are we doing here? I don't care about Solo anymore. He's like, let's just have Roman win, him take the Ulafala, and let's move on. And by the way, do not create a new championship focused, like on the Bloodline title. That's the Ulafala, you idiots. So no.
Well, I got a rumor about that. Or as far as this whole story. So first of all, well, I want Roman to win, but I have a feeling that he's not going to. I don't know. I could be wrong because The Rock gonna come in, or I got Roman Reigns winning, then The Rock come confront Roman Reigns, drop his ass, and then that's gonna take the Ulafala from him, and that's how they set up their WrestleMania match. Could be this year, I don't know. Could it be next year? Yes. But I want Roman Reigns to win this match. And like I said, no, do not bring no championship in there. No customized championship. But I have Roman Reigns winning.
Yeah. Will, what do you think?
I think Roman Reigns will win the match, but I got to agree with Bernard. I don't think he leaves the arena. I think The Rock comes down after the match, beats him, that's how they set up the WrestleMania match. Although I could also see Solo pinning him 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I could see that, but
I'll jump out my window.
No.
Nick, you do that. Nick,
see you guys.
Nick, you do that. I'll give you not one, not two, but 3 of the paintings that you wanted. Free.
If I do that, I'm dead. I live on the 6th floor.
Oh, you live on the 6th floor? Oh, Jesus.
Holy shit.
See ya. Nice knowing you. Don't kill me, Hunter. Please don't do it.
No. Haku is the one you got to worry about. That guy's terrifying if you know his stories. I mean, the dude legit bit the nose off of a person at a bar. So that's scary.
He shouldn't have been standing there. Moving along here, John Cena makes his first stop on his retirement. Well, they called it the farewell tour here, but it's his retirement tour. Same difference, I suppose. Kind of an emotional moment. That reality kind of sunk in that's in 4 days today. I got the Never Give Up towel behind me. John Cena's my GOAT. Love that dude. It's going to be crazy to see him kick off his last year wrestling in WWE. I'm sure he'll be around doing stuff, but his last year wrestling, our last chance to get to see him in ring. It's just crazy to think about. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out first to try to, coax the flames. What happens with that?
I can't see anything. What are you talking about? We can't see anything when allegedly he shows up. I mean, nobody can. The dude's a ghost. He's the real Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I just don't know. I feel like it could be Braun Breaker's been saying his name a lot. Is all I'm gonna say. Maybe that's how they kick this thing off.
Maybe he wins the Intercontinental Championship from Braun Breaker. That'd be fun.
I wouldn't be mad about it. I would not be mad about it.
Me either.
I wouldn't. I want him to carry the Intercontinental Championship, do the Intercontinental Invitational, sort of like what the U.S. Championship Challenge was seen in 2015. I think it was it 2015 or 20? Yeah. But that's what I hope happens. But I mean, it better be better than them wasting him with Austin Theory at that one WrestleMania. Talk about a waste of a year with John Cena for WrestleMania.
That was
having him. Well, I feel bad for Austin Theory because let's be real, it's clear Triple H sees nothing in Austin Theory, and he's been deep. I wonder if he leaves WWE for AEW.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of Grayson Waller's footnote right now.
Yeah, he really is, and I don't hate Grayson Waller, but like, it's not working with him in Austin Theory. It's just not.
They're breaking them up soon. That's coming soon. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does. That's not really a match, just something we noted. Finally, I hope to say finally, we could get the end to this damn rivalry because it's a last woman standing match. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship, and I can only hope this is the end.
I think it is. I think it is. Rhea's got to take this title off of her now. I did originally predict, this was like a few months ago, that Rhea was going to win the Rumble, but then I kind of forgot that Netflix was going to be starting before the Royal Rumble. I'm like, they got to take that title off her. And look, Liv should have lost this title a while ago because it's getting stale. It really is getting stale with her run. And I hope this starts the downfall of the Judgment Day, because Judgment Day 2.0 has been a complete flop, and Judgment Day needs to feud with Wyatt Six. That needs to happen because Wyatt Six is dead, and the only way to save them, have them feud with the Judgment Day.
Yeah, I mean we said that before they started the Final Testament thing, but
we said that even with American Made, which, oh, by the way, good luck with them trying to move brands. Too little, too late. Enjoy those 5 years, Chad. Enjoy them.
Yeah, so I mean, with the Liv and Rhea match, it's gonna be pretty straight up. I think Rhea's gonna beat the hell out of Liv. Bernard, what do you got?
Rhea has to end this shit. And you said that they should take the title while Liv is stale. Well, Liv title run is stale since the moment she won the title. Because I already knew her title one is gonna be this way. It's like her story is compelling, but she didn't defend the title as much. Not like, and she damn sure didn't, defend the title like Roxanne Perez or I should say, Nia Jax. But all she was she just been jumping up on Dominic Mysterio, just hugging up and rubbing noses and shit instead of just defending titles. So I got Rhea Ripley winning. Rhea, please end this shit. And JC Kurt, don't send to harass me, Liv. You're not getting those paintings.
No, he said rough me up, Rhea. He's moved on.
Well, oh God, I don't know if that's better or worse. Well, I mean, I'm gonna guess it's better because, like, I'm guessing he means in the ring. I don't know what he means by. By the way, you misspelled rough. It's ROUGH. So, yeah, get a better spelling. Will, what do you think?
We were talking about this the other day, and I'm going to stick with my prediction from the meeting we had the other day. I think Rhea's going to win the title, and Dom's going to screw Liv over.
You really think so?
I really do, and I have a feeling, for whatever reason, they're going to put Dom and Rhea back together.
No, I don't think so. I think it's more likely Finn betrays Liv than Dominic. I mean it's too little. Like, it wouldn't make any sense for him to go back with her. It really wouldn't. By the way, we got another update. This is different news. Bruce Pritchard is expected to be back with WWE. this week. So that's some bad news because this guy should have been fired the moment the Vince McMahon documentary came out. But if you're a Bruce Pritchard fan, he's coming back this week.
You can't say it's too shocking. But or you can't say that the product is any worse. Like it hasn't changed at all with him gone. So like whatever. Seth Rollins.
JC, what do you mean it's a different rough? It's ROUGH. What are you talking about?
That's a different conversation for a different day. My man likes to get after it, and that's fine.
What? I'm just saying JC's spelling it wrong.
No, it's a creative license.
Yeah.
CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins are the main event of the debut show of Raw on Netflix. It's going to be a banger. These two, I said it. I think this has potential to be the best non-title feud since Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. And anybody can disagree, and, I'll hear you out. That's fine. I think these two are going to put on a better performance than Drew McIntyre and CM Punk were able to do. I think these two have legitimate disdain for each other that have been around for a long time. Are they working professionally together? Absolutely. And are they able to put on a good product in the ring because they can communicate properly backstage? Yes. And I think that is why this will become so good, because they can look each other face in the face and say, we know we don't like each other, but we know we're not saying anything that's not true. You know what I mean? They're not like taking pot shots at each other. They're just looking each other in the face and saying things that they know is going to fire up the other guy. And they are trading blows back and forth. This is a generational feud. If you have someone in your life that is new to wrestling and you want to show them what wrestling is all about, ladies and gentlemen, it's not all about the championships. It's about the stories and the interactions between the two wrestlers. When there's not a championship involved and it's a good story, that is exemplified, and that is what you're going to get here. This is going to be the art of pro wrestling at its finest. Two of the best wrestlers in the world, two of the best promos in the world. I just don't understand how we're going to miss along this entire road to WrestleMania, and I think we're blessed as fans right now. I have no idea who's winning this match. If I had to guess, it would probably be CM Punk to instigate further attack from Seth Rollins, but man, I could see it going either way because neither guy is going to be happy with losing.
I can tell you who's going to win. I'll give you one word. Disqualification.
Fair enough.
I don't see anyone winning this. I think it's going to be a DQ.
A mutual DQ kind of thing.
Yeah, no contest sort of, like nobody wins. It's like a no contest disqualification type match because this feud's going to continue on until WrestleMania. I don't see them at all winning either side. I do think they both will be in the Royal Rumble. They'll eliminate each other. It's not going to be the end of this. That I will say. If I had to choose the winner, I'm going to go with the audience because this is going to be a fun one.
True.
But, yeah,
like
disqualification.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah, well,
Seth Rollins heel turn.
I don't know about that, but Will, what do you think?
I think for this match, George, you need to have your popcorn and your beverage of choice ready. I think this is going to be a generational defining rivalry. Now, I've been a CM Punk fan for as long as he's been in wrestling. So I'm going to actually flip and say I think Seth Rollins wins on Monday so they can take Punk to an even darker place.
Ooh.
Possible.
No, I still think disqualification is the way to go here.
Bernard, what do you got?
Man, I love Seth Rollins. I kind of like CM Punk. Both sides speak their truth. Both sides didn't lie, like you said, Shake Bake. This is a coin flip for me, man. I don't freaking know. But if I said my guess to choose, I say, I don't know, man. Seth Rollins, man. I see this man do some crazy shit in WWE, and with just by him hearing him name CM Punk, he might just freaking he might just be the storm by himself. So I got Seth winning. Then it's gonna like I said, lead into to the Royal Rumble, probably Elimination Chamber and all. And I think it's gonna end at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yep.
JC, no, the Monday Night Messiah gimmick was terrible, and I never want to see that again. It
We
was
may get
so
the architect.
bad.
We may
The
get an
architect.
architect-esque because he said to CM Punk to end the promo, "I will burn you to the ground."
Yes, I want the architect Seth. Not the Monday Night Messiah was a bunch of bollocks.
If
Bunch
I
of rubbish,
hear Seth
bunch of
Rollins'
nonsense.
original song, I will explode. Because listen, if you want him to turn heel, no more singing. No more singing to his song. Bring back the hard, heavy instrumental
Yeah.
with only Burn It Down.
No,
that
take
was
out-
unreal.
Take out, burn it down. Take out, burn it down. I want the pause back. I miss the pause.
And CM Punk need to bring back this fire.
Oh, NXT.
No, I want him to use the AW Mizara. I don't know how to say the song. I'm not that great. Like his old Ring of Honor theme.
Oh.
I would love that to be played on here too.
This fire burns, the one
Oh.
I'm talking about. His
Kill
ECW.
switch engage.
My kill switch. Oh,
Yeah.
my kill switch.
That's a great one. I feel like he'll bring that back at some point, but yeah, gentlemen, I think that's going to do it for this evening. The next time you see us, it's going to be Monday night, 8 p.m. We're going to be taking in the Raw debut on Netflix, live reactions, chatting it up with you guys as always. Don't forget to check out stadiumrant.com for more articles on your favorite teams, players, and leagues. Follow all of the boys and Stadium Rant on social media. And if you're not down with that, we got just 2 words for you. Acknowledge us.